What is hospice exactly? Reverend Jeffrey Saddington of Hospice Austin explored some of the myths and misperceptions surrounding hospice care at the March 2016 meeting of the Central Texas Carcinoid Support Group at Livestrong Foundation in Austin, Texas.
I contend that hospice does not mean giving up in any way. And I believe instead it creates another new strategy for us in terms of looking at the illness that we are courageously fighting and allowing us to, as it says here, have a patient-led strategy toward living life to the fullest. A second myth, that hospice is for the last few days? No. Hospice is for people whose illness, if it continues on a normal course, means that their lives would end in the 6-month period or less. 6 months or less. And we are always periodically reviewing that with all of our patients. And so people will be requalified depending on how their illness is proceeding. And in fact, often when people stop aggressive treatment that isn't going to cure, they actually can live longer. Hospice costs more? No. Hospice does not cost more. And so some data here. First, hospice costs are covered by Medicare and Medicaid. Private health insurance pays for hospice care. It's a very routine part of any medical insurance. Hospice Austin, as a nonprofit, accepts everyone, regardless of that person's ability to pay. No one is turned away. No one. Is hospice a place? Well, I contend no. It is not a place. You can see that 42% in this data are really receiving care at home. Almost 20% are in a nursing home, 7% at a residential facility, 26% in a hospice inpatient facility. Hospice Austin's Christopher House is on Martin Luther King. Mm-hmm. It is the only inpatient facility here in Austin. Okay. The headquarters of Hospice Austin is on Spicewood Springs.
Harry House, run by Lenny Goodman in South Austin. And that is a hospice for
hospice
people who are
only.
Homeless. Yeah.
Okay, for homeless hospice.
Yeah, and they have the 6-month or less prognosis.
Yes.
Is one of the requirements,
right.
But you have to be mobile.
Yes. And so this Hospice Austin Christopher House, you don't have to be mobile. If you are meeting hospice requirements, mm-hmm. and if together we think that is the right place for your care, that's where it will be under Hospice Austin. So what is hospice? Patient-directed is critical. The patient is in charge. We focus on patient comfort and quality of life. It is not curative. And that is a critical element to people understanding, perhaps, Lucy, as you alluded to, certain medications that they can be on and still be in hospice. Certainly, if the patient chooses to retain their personal doctor, that's great. We also will have a doctor. People may choose, to Bill's question, if they find a new option of care, a new alternative care, that could be curative, they could leave tomorrow, mm-hmm. move out of hospice care and go receive that care. And we applaud that when that is something that the patient wants. The patient and family may come back to hospice care, and certainly we welcome that. And so that is a critical part of the freedom of getting the care that the patient wishes. And I think the right to being in control is a critical element to how we live our lives.